My parents completely discarded me and missed every moment of my life for my sister. So, I purposely did not tell them that the unmovable event they were missing now was my wedding. Growing up, I learned to expect nothing. When I made honor roll, Dad would glance at my report card and say, "Good job." When Kendall brought home a C+, we'd go to her favorite restaurant to celebrate her trying her best. I stopped inviting them to things after they missed my high school graduation. Kendall had a cheer competition 3 hours away. Not even nationals, just regionals. They chose that. My grandma was the only one who showed up for me, crying in the front row while I walked across that stage alone. College was my escape. I met Jordan at orientation and we became inseparable. Started as best friends, turned into more after 2 years. My parents met her exactly once. They spent the entire dinner asking Kendall on speakerphone about her new job. When Jordan proposed last year at our favorite coffee shop, I was so happy I cried for an hour. I called my parents that night, nervous but hopeful. "Mom," Jordan proposed. "We're engaged." "Oh, that's wonderful, honey." Then I heard Dad in the background talking about Kendall's promotion, and Mom got distracted. The conversation lasted maybe 3 minutes before Mom said she had to go. They never asked about the ring, never asked about our plans, nothing. We started wedding planning anyway. Jordan insisted we invite them. "They're still your parents," she said. "Maybe this will be different." I sent formal invitations, engraved, expensive, the works. Waited for RSVPs. Nothing. Called twice. Both went to voicemail. Finally, I decided to visit in person. First visit, I walked in, ready to talk about venues and dates. Got about 2 sentences in before Dad interrupted. "Speaking of events, did you hear Kendall just got picked for some leadership training program at work?" 20 minutes of Kendall talk. 0 questions about my wedding. Second visit, tried again. "So, I've been planning this really important event, and I'd love for you both to." "That reminds me," Dad cut in. "Kendall's moving into a bigger apartment next month. We're helping her with the down payment. The apartment I was never offered help with." Cool. Third visit was 3 months before the wedding. I walked in prepared. "I need to tell you about an event I'm planning. The date is completely locked in. It can't be moved." Dad didn't even look up from his phone. "When is it?" "June 14th. He frowned. "We can't make that. Kendall has her company softball game that day. She really wants us there. Not a playoff game, not a championship, a regular season recreational softball game." Mom nodded along. "You understand, right? Your sister really needs our support." I smiled so wide my face hurt. "Of course. It's totally fine. Not a big deal at all." The relief on their faces was infuriating. "Thanks for understanding," Mom said, already moving on. "I never mentioned it was my wedding. If they'd read the invitation, they'd have known. If they'd listened to any of my previous visits, they'd have known. But they didn't, so I didn't clarify." June 14th arrived. The venue was perfect. A garden overlooking the lake, string lights everywhere, Jordan's grandmother's flowers as centerpieces. Grandma flew in from across the country and helped me get ready, both of us crying happy tears. The ceremony was everything I dreamed of. 110 people who actually cared about me, cheering as I married the love of my life. Jordan's parents welcomed me into their family with open arms. My friends gave embarrassing speeches. We danced until our feet hurt. Around 9 p.m., I felt my phone buzzing in my clutch, then buzzing again and again. I ignored it until Jordan noticed. "You should probably check that." 17 missed calls, 43 texts. "Dad, we're seeing wedding photos on Facebook." "Dad, you got married today." "Mom, sweetie, why didn't you tell us?" "Mom, this is such a shock." "Mom, how could you not invite your own parents?" Kendall, wow, really mature. Kendall, you're so selfish. I took a screenshot of every text. We decided to leave early and start our honeymoon. Jordan went to get the car while I said goodbye to Grandma. I walked out to the parking lot and found my parents standing next to Jordan, blocking the driver's door. Mom was crying and Dad was yelling, but Jordan just stood there with her arms crossed looking terrified. As I got closer, I heard what Dad was saying. He was telling Jordan that I'd been lying to her, that there was something about my past she deserved to know. Mom pulled out her phone and showed Jordan something on the screen. Jordan's face changed completely, and she looked at me like she'd never seen me before. "What the hell is this?" Jordan's voice was shaking, and I mean like actually shaking. She held up Mom's phone, and I could see some kind of document on the screen. I grabbed the phone from her hand. It was a screenshot of what looked like a police report. My name, a muggy-looking photo that sort of resembled me, and charges for theft during my sophomore year of college. Shoplifting, credit card fraud, the whole 9 yards. "This is fake," I said immediately, but my voice came out weaker than I wanted. "Jordan, you know me. I've never..." "It has dates, case numbers, everything," Jordan interrupted. Her eyes were red already. "Your parents showed me all of it. Why would they lie? Because they're trying to ruin this." I turned to face them. Dad had this satisfied smirk on his face that made me want to scream. "Where did you even get this?" "Kendall found it," Mom said, dabbing at her eyes with a tissue like she was the victim here. "She was worried about you, did some digging, and discovered you'd been hiding this from all of us." "Kendall found it?" I repeated slowly. "Of course she did." My hands were shaking as I scrolled through the document. The details were specific, disturbingly specific. Court dates, a mugshot, even a lawyer's name. But something felt off. The photo looked weird, like it had been edited. "Jordan, I need you to trust me for like 5 minutes, I said, turning back to her. Please. She hesitated, then nodded. Fine, but if you can't explain this, I will. I ran back to the venue and grabbed my laptop bag from the coat check. Thank God I'd brought it because we were flying out at 6 a.m. and I needed to do some last-minute work stuff. I brought it back to the parking lot, opened it up on the hood of Jordan's car, and logged into my college records portal. Here, I said, pulling up my entire college transcript, disciplinary record, everything. 0 arrests, 0 infractions, not even a parking ticket. Look at the dates on that document Mom showed you. Then look at what I was actually doing. The date on the fake police report said the 15th of March 2019. On my calendar, backed up in Google, I'd been at a conference in Seattle that entire week. Hotel receipts, flight confirmations, photos with timestamps. Jordan's face started to change as she looked between the fake document and my actual records. So this is completely fabricated, I finished. And I'm betting I know exactly how Kendall made it. Dad tried to grab my laptop. This doesn't prove anything. You could have falsified those records. Dad, you can literally call the university right now. Or better yet, I pulled up my emails and showed Jordan the acceptance letter from the scholarship committee. If I had an arrest record, I would have lost my scholarship. They do background checks. You think I would have graduated summa cum laude if any of this was real? Mom started crying harder. Kendall wouldn't lie about something like this. She's just trying to protect us from what? I practically yelled. From me being happy? That's what this is about, right? You can't stand that for once in my life. I'm doing something that doesn't revolve around her. I turned to Jordan. I'm going to Kendall's apartment right now. I need to see what else she's cooked up. You coming? Jordan looked at my parents, then back at me. Yeah, I'm coming. You can't just leave, Dad said, stepping in front of the car. We need to talk about this as a family. You lost the right to call us family when you chose a softball game over my wedding. I shot back. Move. He didn't move. So, I walked around to the passenger side. Jordan got in the driver's seat, and we literally drove around him. In the rearview mirror, I could see Mom trying to hold Dad back from chasing after us. The drive to Kendall's apartment took 20 minutes. Jordan kept glancing at me, opening her mouth like she wanted to say something, then closing it again. I'm sorry, she finally said. I should have trusted you immediately. I just saw that document and your parents were so convinced and It's okay, I interrupted. It looked real. I mean, it was terrifying how real it looked. How did she even make that? Photoshop, probably. Or there's websites now that'll generate fake documents. She's always been weirdly good with graphic design stuff. I was scrolling through my phone, looking at Kendall's recent posts. She posted a selfie at home 20 minutes ago. She's definitely there. We pulled up to her building. It was one of those new construction places with a doorman and everything, all paid for by Mom and Dad, obviously. I could see the lights on in her third-floor window. What's the plan here? Jordan asked as we got out of the car. Honestly, I have no idea, but I'm recording everything. I pulled up my phone's voice recorder as we walked up to her door. Before I could even knock, I heard voices inside. Kendall was talking, loud, like she was on speakerphone or something. Couldn't believe how easy it was, she was saying. I literally just downloaded a template and filled it in. They're probably screaming at each other in the parking lot right now. Another voice, female, laughed. You're evil. I love it. I know, right? I've been planning this for months. The wedding was the perfect time to drop it. Kendall sounded so proud of herself it made me sick. And this is just the beginning. I've got like 10 more documents ready to go. Fake tax fraud allegations, fake HR complaints from her job, fake affair rumors. By the time I'm done, Jordan's gonna leave her and she'll have nothing. I was already recording. Jordan's eyes went wide as she listened. I motioned for her to stay quiet and keep listening. What if they figure out it's fake? The friend asked. They won't. And even if they do, so what? The damage is done. Jordan saw those documents. Even if she believes my sister now, there's always gonna be that tiny bit of doubt, you know? That's all I need. You're seriously twisted, the friend said, but she was laughing. I prefer strategically creative, Kendall said. Then I heard a crash, like something had fallen over. Oh shit, what happened? I knocked over the candle, hang on. More crashing sounds. Then Kendall started swearing. The kitchen curtain just caught fire. I gotta go. The line went dead. I looked at Jordan. We have to get in there. She literally just confessed to trying to destroy your life and now you want to save her from a fire? I'm not gonna let her die, I said, already trying the door. Locked, obviously, but I'm also not letting her laptop burn up before I see what else she's made. I started banging on the door. Kendall, open up. Go away, she yelled from inside. I could see smoke starting to come out from under the door. Your apartment's on fire. I've got it under control. Kendall, open the goddamn door before you burn the building down. The door flew open. Kendall stood there, hair wild, holding a fire extinguisher, with smoke billowing out of her kitchen behind her. When she saw me, her face went from panicked to furious in about half a second. What are you doing here? Saving your ass, apparently. I pushed past her. The kitchen curtain was completely engulfed, and the fire was spreading to the cabinets. I grabbed the fire extinguisher from her hands and actually started spraying, because Kendall was just standing there watching like an idiot. Jordan was already on the phone with 911. The fire was bigger than I thought. The extinguisher barely made a dent before it ran empty. We need to get out, Jordan said, pulling my arm. Wait, I looked around the smoke-filled apartment and spotted Kendall's laptop open on the coffee table. Screen still on. I could see Photoshop was running, and there were like 20 tabs open with document templates. I grabbed the laptop. Kendall lunged at me. That's mine! Yeah, and it's evidence, I said, holding it away from her as the fire alarm started blaring. Of you committing fraud and trying to ruin my life. Kendall actually tried to fight me for it. She grabbed my hair. I shoved her back, and Jordan had to step between us as the smoke got thicker. Both of you, outside now, Jordan yelled. We stumbled out into the hallway. Other residents were already evacuating. Firefighters were coming up the stairs. I clutched the laptop to my chest as Kendall kept trying to grab it. Give it back. Not a chance. I opened it up right there in the hallway and started scrolling through the files. My stomach dropped. There were dozens of fake documents. Fake police reports, fake HR complaints addressed to my employer claiming I'd committed fraud, fake court summons, fake medical records claiming I had a drug problem. She even had fake screenshots of text conversations between me and random numbers, photoshopped to look like I was cheating on Jordan or borrowing money I never paid back. What the hell is wrong with you? I turned the laptop screen toward her. This is insane. This is like, actually criminal. Kendall's face was red, either from the smoke or embarrassment or anger. Probably all three. You deserved it. For what? For existing? For getting married? For taking Grandma away from me? She screamed. Grandma used to love me the most, and then you came along with your sob story about how Mom and Dad don't pay attention to you and she just completely forgot about me. Grandma didn't forget about you, Kendall. You forgot about her. When's the last time you even called her? I don't have to call her, she's supposed to call me. Jordan was looking at both of us like we were crazy. Can we maybe continue this argument somewhere that's not actively on fire? A firefighter approached us. You three need to move to the street level. Now. We headed downstairs. The parking lot was full of residents standing around in their pajamas. Kendall tried to grab the laptop again as we walked, and I literally had to hand it to Jordan to keep it away from her. I'm calling Mom and Dad, Kendall threatened. Go ahead, I said. I'm calling the police. And telling them what? That I made some fake documents? I never sent them to anyone. It's not illegal to have Photoshop files on your own computer. She had a point, which pissed me off. You showed them to Mom and Dad. They showed them to Jordan. That's defamation. Prove I made them. Prove those aren't real and someone else just sent me copies. I wanted to scream. She was right. The files on her computer didn't have metadata showing when they'd been created. And the recording of her confession was just her talking to a friend. No proof she actually made the documents herself. Then Grandma's car pulled up. I don't know how she knew to come. Maybe Jordan's parents called her. Maybe she just had a feeling. But she got out of her car slowly, using her cane, and walked right up to us. All three of you, she said, her voice hard. Car, now. Grandma, this really isn't. Kendall started. I said now. We got in the car. Grandma drove us to a 24-hour diner and ordered coffee for all of us and basically just let us sit there in silence for a solid 5 minutes before she spoke. I know what you did, Kendall. Kendall's eyes went wide. What are you talking about? The charity. Grandma pulled out her phone and showed us her banking app. Hope's Angels Foundation. The one you created to help homeless youth. The one I've been donating to for 2 years. My blood ran cold. Grandma, what? I donated over $40,000. Grandma continued, her voice shaking now. Every month, I'd get these sweet emails about the children you were helping. Photos of kids at shelters, stories about teens getting off the streets. It was beautiful, and it was all fake. Kendall had gone completely pale. I only figured it out last week, Grandma said. I wanted to volunteer, so I tried to visit the address listed on the website. It doesn't exist. I called the phone number. Disconnected. So I did some digging. Guess what bank account all that money went into? Grandma, I can explain. $40,000, Kendall. $40,000 that was supposed to help children, and you used it for what? This fancy apartment? Your car? Your shopping sprees? I felt like I was going to be sick. You've been catfishing? Grandma? It wasn't like that, Kendall said quickly. I was going to help kids eventually. I just needed to get established first, and you're going to jail, Grandma said flatly. Wire fraud, theft, elder abuse. I already contacted a lawyer. You wouldn't, Kendall whispered. Watch me. Grandma turned to me. I need you to call your parents. Tell them to meet us at Kendall's apartment in 30 minutes, and bring any evidence you have of everything she's done to you. I looked at the laptop. I have a lot. Good, it's time this ended. The drive back to Kendall's building was silent except for Kendall's quiet crying in the back seat. The fire was out by the time we got back, and her apartment was still accessible, just smoky and water damaged. I called my parents. You need to come to Kendall's apartment, right now. Why would we do that? Dad said. After what you put us through tonight, because I have proof that Kendall forged those documents. And if you're not here in 30 minutes, I'm posting everything online and calling the police. I hung up before he could respond. While we waited, I started uploading everything to my cloud drive. The fake documents, the recording of her confession, screenshots of Grandma's bank statements showing the wire transfers to Kendall's charity, everything. I created a folder and shared it with Jordan, Grandma, and my own email accounts. Multiple backups. Kendall sat on her smoke-damaged couch, head in her hands. You're really going to ruin my life over this? I'm not ruining your life. You did that yourself. Mom and Dad are going to hate you. They already don't care about me. What's the difference? My parents arrived 20 minutes later. They took one look at the state of Kendall's apartment, then at all of us sitting there with her laptop open, and Dad's face hardened. What's going on? He asked. I turned the laptop toward them. Kendall forged those documents. All of them. And she's been planning to send more to my employer, to Jordan's family, to everyone we know. She admitted it all on a phone call that I recorded. I played the recording. Mom's face crumpled as she listened to Kendall laughing about destroying my life. Dad just stood there, expressionless. When it finished, there was silence. Kendall, Mom finally said, they're taking this out of context. Kendall said quickly. I was just joking around with a friend. I would never actually. There's more, Grandma interrupted. She showed them her bank statements. She's been scamming me for 2 years. $40,000 that was supposed to go to homeless kids went straight into her pocket. Dad's face went from expressionless to pale. That's not possible. It's all here. Bank records, fake charity documentation, everything. I've already spoken to a lawyer about pressing charges. Mom, you can't, Dad said, turning to Grandma. She's your granddaughter. We can pay you back. I don't want your money, Grandma said. I want her to face consequences for once in her life. This is ridiculous, Dad said, his voice rising. You're all ganging up on her over a mistake. A mistake? I cut in. Dad, she created a fake charity to steal from Grandma. She forged legal documents to destroy my marriage. She has 10 more fake documents ready to ruin my job. How is any of that a mistake? She's stressed. She's going through a lot. She's 26 years old. I was yelling now. When are you going to stop making excuses for her? Mom started crying. You're really going to let her go to jail? Your own sister? I don't know yet, I said honestly, but I'm not covering for her anymore. And I'm posting all of this online so everyone knows exactly who she is. You can't do that, Dad said. Watch me. I pulled out my phone and started creating a post on Facebook. Grandma's charity scam, the forged documents, the recording, everything. I tagged my parents, Kendall, every family member I could think of. Dad lunged at me. Give me that phone. Jordan stepped between us. Don't touch her. He tried to push Jordan aside. She shoved him back, hard enough that he stumbled. Mom screamed. Kendall was frantically trying to delete her social media accounts on her phone. It's already posted, I said, and shared to like 6 different platforms. You can't stop it now. Dad's phone started buzzing. Then Mom's, then Kendall's. Comments were already rolling in. I'd tagged the local news, posted in neighborhood groups, sent it to Mom and Dad's church group and country club. Within 10 minutes, Dad had 15 missed calls. Mom was sobbing on the couch. Kendall was screaming at me, calling me every name she could think of. You destroyed this family, she kept saying. You destroyed everything. No, I said calmly. I just made sure everyone else knew about it. My phone rang. Unknown number. I answered it. Hi, this is Detective Morrison with the police department. I'm calling about a post that was forwarded to us regarding possible wire fraud and elder abuse. I looked at Grandma. She smiled. I told you I called a lawyer. He helped me file a report this afternoon. Looks like they saw your post. I told the detective we were all at Kendall's apartment and gave him the address. He said he'd send someone over. Dad tried to leave. We're not waiting around for this. Actually, you are, Grandma said, because I'm also filing a report about how you two enabled her. You knew she was living beyond her means. You paid for this apartment when she had no job. Where did you think the money was coming from? We didn't know, Mom said weakly. You didn't want to know, Grandma corrected. That's different. The police arrived 30 minutes later. They took statements from all of us, collected the laptop as evidence, and took Kendall down to the station for questioning. She was screaming at me the entire time they walked her out. I'll tell them you made all this up. I'll tell them you doctored the recordings. They'll believe me, but they didn't. When I showed them Kendall's laptop with all the Photoshop files still open, with the fake charity website still active, with her bank records showing the deposits from Grandma's account, they just put her in the car and drove away. My parents stood in the parking lot, phones still buzzing with calls they wouldn't answer. I hope you're happy, Dad finally said to me. I'm not happy, but I'm done. I looked at both of them. You spent my entire life choosing her over me. Every achievement I made, you found a way to make it about her. My wedding, you couldn't even be bothered to show up. And when she tried to destroy my marriage with lies, you believed her without question. So yeah, I'm done. She's your sister, Mom said, and you're my parents. But that didn't seem to matter when it came to actually caring about me. I walked away with Jordan and Grandma. We drove to a hotel because I couldn't handle going back to our place. Not yet. Jordan held my hand the entire drive. That was the most intense thing I've ever seen, she said. Welcome to my family, I replied. Former family, Grandma corrected from the back seat. I'm changing my will tomorrow. Everything goes to you now. Your parents enabled Kendall's behavior for too long. Grandma, you don't have to. I want to. You're the only one who turned out right, she smiled sadly. Though I'm sorry it took me this long to see how bad things were. We got to the hotel around 2 a.m. I checked my phone. The post had 847 comments and had been shared 203 times. People I went to high school with were commenting about how they'd always known Kendall was fake. Family members were demanding answers. My parents' church had posted a statement saying they were looking into the allegations. A text from an unknown number. This is Kevin, Kendall's employer. Thank you for bringing this to our attention. She is no longer with our company. I showed it to Jordan. Kendall just got fired. Good, Jordan said, then softer. Is that bad that I think that's good? No. She was literally planning to get me fired with fake fraud allegations. She deserves it. My phone rang again. This time I recognized the number. It was my own employer. Hello? Hi, this is Brian from HR. I saw your social media post tonight. I wanted to reach out because we received some very concerning documents about you this morning, but after seeing what your sister did, I'm assuming those were also fabricated? My heart sank. She already sent them? An anonymous email with attachments claiming you'd been embezzling from clients. But the documents look suspicious, and now knowing the context, we're going to disregard them entirely. I just wanted to give you a heads up in case she tries anything else. Thank you for calling. And yes, she created multiple fake documents. If you need proof of what she did, the police have already contacted us. We're fully cooperating. We'll need you to come in Monday to file a formal statement, but you're not under any kind of investigation. We're actually looking into whether we need to take legal action against her ourselves. After I hung up, I just sat on the hotel bed staring at the wall. You okay? Jordan asked. She was really going to do it. She really was going to try to get me fired. But she didn't. You stopped her. Barely. I looked at the laptop, still displaying all of Kendall's fake documents. If we hadn't gone over there tonight, if we hadn't heard her confession, she would have just kept going. Jordan sat next to me. But we did go there. We did hear it. And now she can't hurt you anymore. We went to sleep around 3 a.m. I woke up at 7 to my phone exploding with notifications. The story had gone viral. Local news had picked it up. Woman exposes sister's elaborate fraud scheme on wedding night was trending on Twitter locally. More calls, more texts. Family members I hadn't heard from in years suddenly wanted to know if I was okay. Friends from college reaching out. My old professors sending support. And my parents. 53 missed calls from dad. 39 from mom. I didn't call back. At 10 a.m., there was a knock on our hotel door. I looked through the peephole and saw my parents standing there. How did you even find us? I asked through the door. We called every hotel in the area. Mom said, please, we need to talk. I opened the door but didn't let them in. What? They looked awful. Dad had bags under his eyes like he hadn't slept. Mom's makeup was smeared. We're sorry, Dad said. For what specifically? For everything. For missing your wedding. For believing Kendall. He stopped, struggling. For failing you as parents. Okay. Yeah, okay, I hear you. Is that all? We want to make this right, Mom said. We're cutting Kendall off completely. We'll pay Grandma back every cent. We'll make you the sole heir of our estate. Whatever it takes. I laughed. Actually laughed. You think that fixes this? It's a start, Dad said. It's not. You spent 28 years choosing Kendall over me. You missed every important moment of my life. And the only reason you care now is because she got caught doing something illegal and it made you look bad. That's not true. It is true. If she hadn't gotten caught, you'd still be making excuses for her. You'd still be calling me selfish for wanting basic attention from my own parents. What do you want from us? Mom asked, voice breaking. Nothing. I don't want anything from you anymore. That's the whole point. But we're family, Dad said. No, Grandma is family. Jordan is family. You two are just people I happen to be related to. I closed the door. They knocked for a while, but eventually they left. Jordan came out of the bathroom. You okay? Yeah, actually I am. We spent the rest of the day dealing with the fallout. The police wanted additional statements. My employer needed documentation. News outlets wanted interviews, which I declined. The social media post was still spreading. And then, around 4 p.m., my phone rang with a number I didn't recognize. Hello? Is this a woman's voice? Shaky. Is this the woman who posted about the Hope's Angels Foundation? Yes. I donated to that charity too. I thought I was helping kids. She started crying. How do I get my money back? My stomach dropped. How did you even find about it? My sister. She's friends with someone named Kendall. She was so enthusiastic about it. Showed me the website, the photos. I donated my entire Christmas bonus. I'm so sorry. You need to contact the police. They're investigating. There's more of us. I'm in a Facebook group for local charities. At least 20 people donated. We're all trying to figure out what to do. After I hung up, I told Jordan and Grandma. 20 people? Grandma said quietly. I thought it was just me. I pulled up the fake charity website on Kendall's laptop. It looked professional. Testimonials, photos of smiling children, a mission statement about ending youth homelessness. Kendall had even created fake social media accounts for the charity, posting regular updates about success stories. She was running a full operation, I said. This wasn't just scamming you. She was scamming everyone. The police called an hour later. We need you to come down to the station. Turns out your sister's charity fraud is much bigger than we initially thought. We've received reports from dozens of donors. At the station, they showed us the full scope. Kendall had been running the fake charity for 3 years. She'd scammed at least 60 people that they knew of, totaling over $300,000. She'd created a fake board of directors, fake testimonials, even fake tax documents for people to use for donations. This is federal wire fraud, the detective said. She's looking at serious prison time. Good, Grandma said without hesitation. We gave our full statements. They kept the laptop as evidence. By the time we left, it was dark out. My phone buzzed. A text from Kendall's number. Please drop the charges. I'll go to therapy. I'll pay everyone back. Please. I blocked the number. Another text from a different number. It's Dad. Your mother wants to talk to you. She's having a breakdown. Please come home. I replied. I am home. I'm with Jordan and Grandma. You know what I mean. Your family needs you. Interesting that I only became family when Kendall needed saving. He tried calling. I sent it to voicemail. The next morning, my parents showed up at the hotel again, this time with Kendall. She was out on bail, apparently. Dad had used their house as collateral. Please, Kendall said through the door. I'm sorry. I'll do anything. Just tell the police you don't want to press charges. That's not how it works, I said. It's the state pressing charges now. And honestly, even if I could drop them, I wouldn't. I'm your sister. You tried to destroy my life. You stole from Grandma. You scammed 60 people. You're not my sister. You're a criminal. Mom, Dad, please. Kendall turned to them. Make her stop. Dad started pounding on the door. You need to fix this. Or what? I said through the door. Or will. He stopped. Because what could they do? They had nothing to threaten me with, no relationship to leverage, no goodwill to call on. That's what I thought, I said. Hotel security came and escorted them out. That afternoon, I got a call from my bank. Someone had tried to open credit cards in my name, multiple accounts at different banks. We flagged them as suspicious and declined them all, the banker said. But you should file a police report. Someone has your social security number and date of birth. I knew immediately who it was. I pulled my credit report. There weren't just new attempts. There were accounts I'd never opened. Credit cards from 3 years ago, maxed out, sent to collections. A car loan I never took out, all in my name. My credit score was 547. This has been going on for years, the banker said, looking at the report with me over video call. You've been a victim of identity theft. I called the police, showed them everything. The detective's face hardened. Your parents have access to your social security number? Yeah, I'm their kid. They have all my documents from when I was born. And your sister? She probably got it from them. We need to bring them all in for questioning. I called my parents. Did you open credit cards in my name? Silence. Dad, did you? We were going to pay them back, he said finally. Kendall needed help with some expenses, and we didn't have liquid cash, so we used your information to get credit cards. It was just temporary. 3 years ago. You've been committing identity theft for 3 years. It's not identity theft if you're family. It literally is. That's literally what identity theft is. I was shaking. You destroyed my credit score. You took out loans in my name. Do you understand how illegal that is? We'll pay it all back, Mom cut in. Every penny. Just don't tell the police. I already told the police. They want you both to come in for questioning. You're really going to send your own parents to jail? Dad's voice was rising. After everything we've done for you, what have you done for me? Name one thing. We raised you, fed you, gave you a roof over your head. That's called the bare minimum legal requirement of being a parent. You didn't do me a favor by not neglecting me to death. I hung up, called the detective back, gave him my parents' contact information and address. They tried to call me 37 times that night. I didn't answer any of them. The next day, I went to my parents' house with the police. They had a warrant to search for documents related to the identity theft. We found everything in Dad's home office. Credit card statements, loan documents, all in my name. Some of them had my forged signature. We can explain, Dad kept saying as they collected evidence. But there was nothing to explain. It was all right there. They arrested both of my parents. Kendall was already in custody for the charity fraud. Now my parents were being charged with identity theft, fraud, and forgery. I stood in their driveway watching police put them in separate cars. Mom was crying. Dad was yelling. Neither of them were looking at me. Are you okay? Jordan asked, holding my hand. I think so, I said. Is that weird? That I'm okay with this? No. They committed crimes against you. You're allowed to be okay with consequences. Grandma put her arm around me. I'm proud of you. The next week was a blur of lawyers, depositions, and paperwork. The credit card companies wanted statements. The banks needed documentation. The district attorney wanted me to testify. I said yes to everything. The identity theft charges came with evidence that my parents had been doing this for even longer than I thought, since I was 18. Every time I'd struggled with my credit, every time I'd been denied for an apartment or had a weird charge I didn't recognize, it was them. They'd stolen approximately $87,000 using my identity. None of it had been paid back. All of it went to Kendall. The DA told me they were looking at serious prison time. Your sister is already facing 8 to 12 years for the charity fraud, she said. Your parents could get another 5 to 7 for the identity theft. Possibly more, if they can prove ongoing conspiracy. Good, I said. You're okay with your parents going to prison? They didn't act like parents. They acted like criminals who happened to raise me. So yeah, I'm okay with it. Jordan and I postponed our honeymoon. Too much was happening. We moved into a new apartment, one my parents didn't know the address to. Changed my phone number. Set up fraud alerts on everything. Grandma moved in with us temporarily. I don't trust your parents not to come after my money next, she said. 3 weeks after my wedding, my parents tried one last time. They showed up at my workplace. Security called me from the lobby. There are 2 people here claiming to be your parents, the guard said. They're demanding to see you. Don't let them up. I'll be down in a minute. I went down with my boss and our head of HR. My parents looked awful. Dad had lost weight. Mom's hair was greasy, unwashed. We need to talk, Dad said. You need to leave, my boss said. You're trespassing. This is between us and our daughter, Mom said. I'm not your daughter, I said. I'm the person you committed identity theft against. Please, Dad said. If you testify against us, we're going to prison. Kendall's already going away. Don't do this to us too. I'm not doing anything to you. You did this to yourselves. We'll sign anything, Mom said desperately. Any document you want. We'll admit to everything. Surrender all parental rights. Cut you out completely if that's what you want. Just tell the DA you don't want us prosecuted. Why would I do that? Because we're your parents, Dad said. You lost the right to call yourselves that. I pulled out a folder from my bag. This is every credit card statement, every forged document, every piece of evidence of what you did to me. I submitted it all to the credit bureaus, the banks, and the DA's office this morning. What does that mean? Mom asked. It means the accounts are now flagged as fraud. The debt is being transferred back to whoever actually used the cards, which was you. You'll be responsible for all $87,000, plus interest, plus penalties. And since the DA has evidence you committed the fraud, you can't discharge it in bankruptcy. Dad went pale. We don't have that kind of money. Should have thought of that before you stole my identity for 3 years. You're ruining our lives, Mom said. No, I'm letting you face the consequences of your own actions. There's a difference. Security escorted them out. They tried to resist, which got them trespassed from the property. If they came back, they'd be arrested. I watched them leave from the lobby window. Dad was hunched over, defeated. Mom was crying. I felt nothing. "You sure you're okay?" my boss asked. "Yeah, I'm done carrying their weight." Instead of demanding repayment, I told my parents through their lawyer that I'd let the fraudulent accounts go if they signed legal documents admitting to identity theft and surrendering all parental rights permanently. They refused. So I submitted all the evidence to the credit bureaus and had fraud alerts placed. The accounts went into collections under my parents' names instead. Their credit was destroyed overnight. The house they'd used to bail out Kendall went into foreclosure. Their retirement accounts were frozen pending the criminal investigation. They lost everything. Make sure to click on the screen to watch other stories.